Kim Butler, the foodie tourist, and I am back at Edgewater Resort today in Taylorsville, Kentucky. And this time I'm here with Sarah. And Sarah works in Louisville, Kentucky, and she came here after work today and asked that I help her do a quick, elegant dessert. She stopped for takeout on the way here, and she's here for a romantic getaway with her hubby. So that's what we're going to do, put together just a really fast dessert that's going to be pretty and easy. It's something you can stop and pick up on the way here. No fancy ingredients. You're going to love it, trust me. Okay, so one of the things that we did before we started taping was toast some almonds. This recipe calls for slivered almonds, and you need to toast them. Now, if you're not familiar with how to do that, you just buy bagged almonds and put them in a dry pan. We're using a griddle with a grill just because it's convenient, but you can do these in a little skillet on the stove. It's no big deal, or you can put them on a cookie sheet in the oven. But if you're not real familiar with it, try it in a skillet on the stove because it goes fast once they start starting to brown. So we did do that ahead of time. The main ingredient in this cake is a store-bought pound cake. Now this is just a Sara Lee pound cake, but get the butter pound cake, because one of the things that makes this a fancy dessert is browning it in a skillet or on a griddle, and it just adds a different texture to it. So sometimes store-bought pound cake, especially because it's in the refrigerated section, is kind of gummy. So this gives it a little crunch on the outside. This is with no butter, nothing on it. A butter pound cake, you don't have to put butter on it. So get that if you can. Just brown it on both sides and you're ready to go with that. So this is going to be a really quick and easy dessert. This is all there is. We've got almonds, raspberries. This is lemon curd, and this is seedless raspberry preserves. A block of cream cheese, half a stick of softened butter, and powdered sugar. That's really all there is to it. So now we'll put it together, and at the end you'll be like, what was that? She made that with that? Yes, trust me, it's going to be good. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put a block of softened cream cheese and this half a stick of butter into your bowl. Okay. And we're going to make the icing for the outside of the cake. This is going to be cool. So just dump it in there. Be sure that you have these at room temperature, because if you don't, you're going to wear it and it ain't pretty. And this you can't really do with a whip attachment. You don't want to go through all that. Just get a hand mixer. No, there's not even fancy tools involved in any of this stuff. So just start on slow so you don't wear it. Okay. That's good and soft. So just blend this until it's well blended and it's all the same color. That's probably the easiest way. This needs to be spreadable, obviously, but we're going to add powdered sugar to it to make the icing. So it'll thicken up a little bit as we put powdered sugar in it. A little bit more. Okay? Now, if you're not a big cook, then what you want to do is make sure that you scrape down the sides so you mix your butter and your cream cheese, because an elegant dessert means that you don't bite into a glob of butter or a glob of cream cheese. So you just want to scrape down the sides really good and scrape the bottom up. Okay. It's good to put it like in a little ball in the center, and then you can mix it all up again with the blender. That's good. And then just a couple more times, fast around. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to flavor this, because this on its own is not good. So we're going to add lemon curd. This is just jarred lemon curd. Now you can make your own. It's not difficult to make, but we don't have time for that, so we bought some. So this is just plain old jarred lemon curd, and 2 of these cakes is going to be a half a cup of lemon curd, or probably about a half a jar, maybe a little bit more than that. So this is going to, if you have a dog, call him to lick the lemon curd off the floor. So this is what's going to flavor the icing, because right now it's not good. So blend this in without stepping in. Step around the lemon curd in the floor. You can turn it up now and do it fast. That's good. Perfect. Okay. Now, back on low, or you will wear this, I promise. We're going to put just 1/3 of a cup of powdered sugar. That's what's going to make it icing. has no flavor or anything, but this is what's going to make it set up and spreadable and not melt off, is what it amounts to. Okay, really, really slow. Okay, I'll scrape. Make sure you scrape the sides. Wear it. Yeah, delish. Okay, one more time. This is icing.
Okay.
Perfect. Good. Okay, okay. If you lift your beaters up just a little bit out of the bowl, it'll not out of the bowl, but it'll get the rest of it.
Okay.
So then you can throw it away. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is put the pound cake, one piece of pound cake per plate. Now, let me give you a hint. When you buy store-bought pound cake, put it on a cutting board and cut your slices even, and keep the two slices that you cut beside each other, because then they're going to fit. If not, you're going to have lopsided, and that defeats the purpose of a pretty dessert. So we know that these two pieces right here were off the same piece. Now, that's how they went. Okay, so we're going to put the tall one on the top and put this one on the side. Okay, so you do your two. We're going to do these together. Now, while we're doing this, I'm going to put this in the freezer to let it set up a little bit. Just a minute. You don't have to do that, but it'll make it easier to spread. Okay, so now we're going to try something, okay?
Okay.
We're going to try to cut a little whale. That's a whale. W-E-L, not a whale. It's a whale. Like, it means a hole, okay? So we're going to cut a little hole out of the center. Don't go all the way down.
Oh, no.
It's okay, you can. It's also a very forgiving dessert.
There we go. No one will.
So you're just going to dig some out. And you can eat it if you want. Okay.
On both sides or just one?
Put them side by side. And make your hole in the other one the same spot, give or take. And have a snack. Yum. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take this raspberry preserves and we're going to put them in a hole. Get in there. And we're putting them in the hole so they can go down in there and make the cake moist for one thing. These are still a little bit warm, so it'll soften up and sink down in the cake. But we also don't want it to ooze out. And I might have some oozing going on, but you'll get the picture. Perfect. Okay. One thing that makes an awesome dessert is some crunch. You have to have different textures. So we have a little crunch from this. This is why we didn't serve the cake right out of the refrigerator, because it would have been gummy. So we've got that difference in texture, and we've got this, which is a different texture, and it's moist. So now we need to add some crunch. So we're going to take our toasted almonds and put them on the inside. Beautiful. Okay. And now we're going to take one and fold it up. So you can even make one of these. If you want them, you can make them smaller, thinner if you want, or you can make one and you two share it.
Okay.
So however, you make them as thick as you want. The other thing you can use besides these is the little shortcake cups, like for strawberry shortcake with the little whales in them. You can use those and they're perfect and you don't have to worry about cutting it straight and all that. But quite honestly, it's January and we couldn't find it. So we're doing pound cake, which is just as good, quite honestly. Okay, so now we're going to do the icing, which should be set up good. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to take this, so we have raspberry on the inside and we're going to have lemon on the outside. So we're going to do this together. You know how to use an offset spatula?
No.
Do you know how to use a real spatula?
I think so.
Okay. And I'll show you how to use this.
Okay.
It's just kind of tricky. So we're going to scoop and icing. And you want to put a lot on. Because really, you want to obviously hide all of your flaws. And if you burnt your cake, just cover it up with icing. Everything's good with lemon curd. That's what I said. The one thing about this too is before you get to this step, you want to make sure that your cakes are cool. If not, because of all the butter, this is just going to melt right off. So, you think you could do it? I mean, this is really all there is. Is this not the coolest thing since sliced bread? Well, you know, since sliced bread and chicken maybe. So you're just icing it.
Making a mess.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. But then I'll show you something else. I'll show you a cool trick. Now, if this were on like a little cake pedestal, if you did this, it's going to be pretty when we get them done, but if you did this and you wanted to put it on a little cake pedestal, you know what you could do? You could use one of these and get a little, let me see, even if you did this, put it on there, and it makes it a little bit fancy.
Cute.
You could put it, that's good. This is a good idea. But like if you had, you know, sometimes they have like fruit cocktail cups with a little leg on it. You can use that and it's pretty. It just looks prettier than handing somebody a plate of it. Okay? Well, let me fancy mine up so we can at least show a finished. I'll do it fast. Without slinging icing everywhere. Although that wouldn't be bad. We'll show one side. Okay. Beautiful. Kinda. Yours is lovely.
Thank you. I can all over my hands.
Okay, now hopefully you can see that side. Okay, hold on. This is a good thing about an offset spatula, because you can do that. Okay, now that's good. So if you get it all over the place, you just get, number one, you don't put your icing spatula on your plate. Okay, so what you would do then is get, if this is how you wanted to serve it, say it was on this a red plate, a colored plate, then you would get a paper towel and wrap it around your finger and just go around it and take the excess off. Or what you could have done is take like foil or wax paper and set under it and then put your cakes on it. And then after you iced it, pull your sheets of wax paper out.
Okay.
And then you have a clean plate. So you do it this way. You take some extras. You put them on the top. And put you some raspberries. Put them on the plate. So you got some color. Put a couple of almonds on the plate too, just because you can. Love it. So you think you can do it?
Yes.
This is just practice. Well, this is a lemon raspberry pound cake tower, is what we're going to call it.
Okay.
So you think you can do this by yourself?
Mine's a leaning tower pizza.
Good! That's good! Ain't she's creative? Okay. Well, you're going to have to serve this up tonight.
Okay.
With whatever he decides to fix.
Be fun.
Nice. This is the Foodie Tourist signing off from Taylorsville Lake. This is good. You gotta go get ready.
Can I take this with me?
Go ahead, girlfriend. If you would like this recipe and others, visit thefoodietourist.com. See you on the next